Right, ladies and gentlemen, let's move on now to our first session of the day. People-centric HR, free spirit, human capital. 4 words. What does that mean? We'll find out in just a moment indeed. So this is really a unique perspective into how our teams are moving forward, how we create those teams and develop those teams, not just as collective individuals, but more so as an energetic network. Good energy this morning from our speaker about to share a good energy session. Please welcome to the stage right now, Anja Žibert. Anja, are you there?
I am here. Hello, Peter.
Hello, Anja. Now, the first thing I see, this is the first time I see you. I look at you and I almost think like you're almost like an astronaut. I just see the thing behind you reminds me of like you're a NASA astronaut ready to jump into space with the energy that you have. Did you know that? Where are you? Where are you?
I'm actually in Slovenia. It's quite near, like we can wave to each other.
Is that your attic? Is that your, it looks like
No,
it's beautiful, whatever it is. You're looking great, and also your room is looking great as well. And yeah, I'm going to now leave it over to you, and looking forward to what this is going to unpack right now. And I'll join you a few moments just before you finish.
Thank you very much. And it's an absolute pleasure and privilege to be here today and talk to you about my passion, which is heart energy. So let's start with a few basics. And let's start with intention. Today's intention is to explore team dynamics from a fresh perspective, okay? And I want that after this speech, you will be, wow, I have never thought about teams like that. I want to learn more, Anja. So in next 15 minutes, we'll be diving into science, spirituality, theory, and practice. And all research studies, they were done by HeartMath Institute from California that has been researching heart magnetic field for over 30 years. And I'm also certified HeartMath trainer for activating the Heart of Teams program. And like Peter already mentioned, there will be some stuff that you will not resonate with, and there will be some stuff that you will deeply resonate with. And that's completely okay, because we are here to exchange our different viewpoints. And when you will have an to express yourself, in terms of one topic, just put that in comment. Just say yes, no, I don't like that, I like that, because I really would like to also feel your energy. Okay, so usually I start when I have these speeches, I start with one quote. And I don't know if you're familiar with this lady, but this is very, very special lady. And she had a huge impact on me also with this quote. In the past, jobs were about muscles. Now they're about brains. And in the future, they will be about the heart. And I can say, like, she nailed it. She completely nailed it. This is, by the way, Minouche Shafiq. She used to be a director of London School of Economics. And today, she's a president of Columbia University in New York. So she's a pretty smart woman and very, very credible in what she's saying. Okay, now I'm going to introduce you to one study, because whenever we are talking about heart energy and whenever we are talking about caring and love, especially in workplace, it's like, oh yeah, we have to like each other, we have to love each other, it's gonna be so much better. Well, it goes a little beyond than from here, because it's very important that there is fostering of heart-based relationship in teams. And why is that? Well, there was a study, there was a study where participants stood alone at the foot of a hill with the intention to climb or walk out or walk it. So, and what they had to do, they had to estimate the steepness of the hill. And you know what? Their perception of steepness was actually steeper than it actually was. Because when they were looking at the hill and they were alone and they were like, okay, this is really steep. I cannot do it. Yeah? And then they got a backpack. Each of participants, they got a backpack with some weight that was put on each of them. And their perception of the steepness was that it was even steeper. And the more weight that was added to the backpack, the steeper the hill appeared. But in the next phase of this research, a friend of the research participant stood next to them. And yeah, they were asked again, so what do you think? How steep is that hill? And what do you think happened? What do you think happened? You can put it in a comment. But what was really interesting is when there was a friend next to this person, the hill looked less steep. So that means, like, if you transform this or like integrate this mindset, this perspective into workplace, if you have working tasks, if you have working responsibilities, they are gonna be like the perception of this working tasks or like huge goals, they're gonna be achievable. They're gonna be more achievable. They're gonna look easier when people are connected to each other, when somebody will have a friend or somebody they can trust with them. So this was really interesting study that can show you how important fostering of heart-based relationship in teams really is. And the deeper the connection between these participants was, the perception was completely different. So the quality of our relationships and social networks um, are basically affect how we perceive our world. Do you agree with that? You don't agree with that? Put it in a comment. Okay, so let's go from hill, let's go back to the office. Like, have you ever walked into a room where there was like serious disagreement or resentment, that you could feel it, and the tension in the air was so thick that you could cut it with a knife? Like, have you ever walked? Have you ever felt like that? I'm pretty sure that happened to you as well. But on the other hand, like, have you ever walked into a room where there was warmth and care and kindness and happiness, and you felt really light and uplifted? Yeah, that probably also happened at some point. So why is that? Well, this is because our thoughts and feelings create an energy field around us, which actually goes like around 3 feet away from the body, which is what? Around 1 meter. And we are affecting on each other on energy level, whether we are conscious of it or not. Yeah. So just picture, yeah, in your team, in your company, we are all individuals and we all have this energetic field around us. So what does that mean? That means that every company out there with people, it has its own collective energy field. Okay. Did you know that? Okay, let's go further. And when we are talking about emotions, yeah, for some people that's like really abstract, but it's actually not, because, like we said, in this energy field, we have imprint of our emotions, and information about our emotional state can be measured and it's called with a spectral analysis. I'm not going to go into details what that is, but you have to know it can be measured. And for example, here we see this on slide, we see on left side it's like appreciation, and on the right side is anger. So there are like two different emotions, and you see the graph. They're different because they have different frequency signature or vibration. Okay, so it's not that abstract. It's everything is measured, and everything can be validated as well. So okay, now we learned something about emotions. And what is really important, really, I mean, like, my intention is also, that we empower each other with the fact that we are all contributing to this energy field, like collective energy field. And it would be really cool, if we learn in teams, or like when we are alone, or when we are in other groups, that we just ask ourselves, what am I feeding the field? What are my thoughts? What are my emotions? What are my attitudes? What am I feeding the field? Because the main goal is to reach coherence. That's another expression that we are using, and it actually means harmony, connectedness, stability, and you can reach that with positive emotions. Okay, and coherence actually means an optimal state in which the heart, mind, and emotions are aligned and in sync. And when there is a personal coherence, when we are feeling coherent, the personal coherence and the ability to self-regulate emotions and behavior are essential for team coherence. Okay, and down there, like you can see the picture, how we are affecting on each other with our energy fields. So, okay, let's see, what are the benefits of heart-brain coherence? Like you can see, for example, on top, you can see the incoherent state, which is caused by irritation, anger, disappointment, all this like negative feelings. And down you can see coherent state, and you can see really, really nice and smooth graph. And this is like love, appreciation, care. So basically, what is important to know, like when your heart, or like heart brain, is in incoherent state, it blocks the brain, and it really, really affects your working performance as well. And then if you're in coherent state, that means that, your working performance can be much, 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 much better. And also based on study, there were improved decision making, enhanced emotional regulation, increased resilience, better communication and collaboration, and general employee well-being, creativity and innovation. It was absolutely amazing when they found out how this heart-brain coherence affects on working tasks. And I'm going to introduce you to this very interesting study as well, and which shows you, how are we affecting on each other in workplace, or like how is your team affecting on each other and what you can do about it. So there was a study, of different groups, and in each group there were 4 people. You can see, in the middle is a table, and there were like 4 people, and 3 of the people, like three participants, like 2 weeks before this study, they were empowered with a special technique, and they were told, when you will be sitting around the table, you just use this technique to shift in and out of coherent state, because you can do that like this, you don't have to meditate, you don't have to close your eyes, you can do it like on the go. So 3 of them were shifting in and out of coherent state, and the 4th person down below, he or she had no idea what was going on, absolutely no idea. So when they were doing that, because each of the participants was also carrying the heart monitor, and which was measuring HRV, which is heart rate variability, and the coherence. So basically, when they were doing that, and they were affecting on the 4th person, that person had no idea what was going on, but when they were coherent, the 4th person was also coherent. Why? Because, like we said, because the energetic field that they created, it affected on the 4th person. So you can just imagine, what can that mean in your team. Okay, so that means that when we are in heart coherent state, we create a coherent field around ourselves, and that can really help a person, that maybe is having a tough time to regain his or her balance and composure. Okay, and now I'm going to show you what is what is this technique that they were using, just in short. It's called shift and lift. So when you're using this technique, you can feed the field higher vibration. Okay, so we can do that in like 1 minute. Focus your attention in the area of the heart, and imagine your breath is flowing in and out of your heart or chest area, breathing a little slower and deeper than usual, and find a easy rhythm that's comfortable. You can do that with your eyes open, of course. And then just activate feelings of kindness, appreciation, genuine connection, and love. You can just think about something that you love, that you care, someone, something. So that feeling of love and appreciation, it just takes over you. And then radiate that feeling, radiate these heart qualities to raise your vibration. And yeah, you're going to affect the environment around you. And you can use that, before, during interactions, team meetings, conference calls, and you can use it on the go. And it can really, really, really affect team dynamics. So yeah, do you want to know more? Did you learn anything new today? Well, let's connect. You can find me on LinkedIn. You can find me on my website. And I hope you enjoyed this presentation. Back to you, Peter.
Thank you so much. Listen, I learned something. I learned quite a few new things, and I would like to know more. And you have a beautiful LinkedIn banner there as well. Everything looks great for you. Everything is going well for you and looking good for you as well, Anja. Listen, we've got a couple of comments coming through, and one of those comments was actually connected to what I mentioned earlier on. Novak Djokovic, the best in the world in terms of tennis players. You know him. You've been following him.
Of course, I know him. I mean, I don't know personally, but I know him.
But yeah, his energy, he's got an energy that is really kind of, he's calm, he keeps everything's in control, and he produces what he needs to produce on the tennis court as well, right?
Yes, because it's his passion as well, And when you are in flow, when you are in this state, when you're doing something that you really, really love, it's so much easier to achieve fantastic results.
Absolutely, completely agree. Listen, Anja, thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing. Once again, you were with us last year, I believe. You're here with us this year, maybe even next year as well, hopefully. Thank you for your expertise, but most importantly, for your time.
Thank you very much, Peter. Have a beautiful day, everybody.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
So there we have it. We kick off our first session in terms of the right energy, creating that right energy, and then taking that through using our passion in HR, passion in the office, and even passion on the tennis courts as well.